Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here in S3. And as you know, with Tuesdays, we love a bit of relationship talk. And that's why we need to jump into our topic for the day. And it's a controversial topic, I must just tell you now. It's stirring strong emotions. There's so much polarity in it, but that's why we have to talk about it, because understanding is the best way to get through anything. And this is a different lens. So we will be diving into the concept of polyandry. Now, the idea where one woman can have more than one husband at the same time, and whether this concept is possible or practiced in today's time. And on the couch to discuss polyandry's feasibility, the benefits and challenges in contemporary society, we have Freya Willemoes-Wissing, a South African visual artist who has put together some incredible work called Love Unbound, which ignited the conversations around polyandry in South Africa. And that's why we have her on the couch just to chat a bit more about a concept that's often misunderstood, but needs a bit of explaining. So welcome, Freya. It's nice to have you here.
How are you doing?
I'm excellent, thank you.
I think you are going to be inundated with a lot of questions after
Fantastic.
this.
Bring
But
it
I
on.
love the fact that we get to share a conversation like
Yes.
this with live TV. And I want to dive straight into the show that you recently brought forward, which literally exhibited polyandry, which is something I don't think many people are aware of, or not aware of exactly how it plays out in the real world. But why did you feel there was a need to bring attention to this via show?
So I think that it is a show about polyandry, but more than that, it's actually a show about women's rights, equal rights as human beings, and women's rights specifically. I'm a woman, so I understand what it feels like to be, like walking around, we discussed earlier, and always fearing, and, we still don't have the same equal rights in the world, and specifically in South Africa. I find South Africa a very patriarchal country still. So I think that we have embraced so much change. We've seen gay marriages, we've seen gay adoption, and I think that's a wonderful thing. And initially there was so much resistance against that. So why not women being allowed the choice to marry different men? I'm not saying it's for everybody. I'm not trying to advocate it or to say that we're trying to convince people. I'm just trying to say that I think we need a lot more acceptance in the world. And I'm trying to do that through my voice, through my art. Artists are better with expression of, the body and soul than with words.
Yeah. And I think for me, it's something I think we must maybe sort of identify and maybe highlight with Mzansi for those that aren't even aware of what polyandry is exactly. Is it related to a female having more than one husband exactly? Or is it beyond just a marriage component? Is it just partners in general?
So, no. So there are people that practice polyandry in South Africa, but polyandry would be the right legally to marry a many men. We have polygamy in South Africa. So polygamy is the umbrella over polygyny or polygyny, however you pronounce it, and polyandry. So we allow it in the constitutional law for polygyny, which is a man marrying for religious reasons or ancestral reasons. So I was thinking, well, in the constitutional law, it says we have equal rights. So where are my rights to marry many men as a woman?
This makes sense.
Even if it's maybe not ancestral, but maybe it's my new religion, maybe it's something I want to do. So where's the fairness here?
What is equality without equal rights? It's a no-brainer, of course. I love that.
And I think it's what it also spotlights is that our society has always been driven on a very archaic understanding of right and wrong and roles of people. And I think that's where the problem comes in. We've got to be more open to allowing people to express themselves. And who is to say, oh, that is the wrong thing and that is the right thing, and that's the problem, I think, is that we have an archaic and generational understanding for how life is supposed to be lived, what a woman is supposed to do, what a man is supposed to do.
rules.
And I think with polyandry and with art, now the great thing about art is that it appeals to everybody. It's a language that everybody can speak. And I think this is why this is powerful and poignant to actually point out the fact that polyandry is, it's now on the spectrum of choices one can make with freedom. And that is the most important thing, I believe.
Yeah, I think through art, as artists, we can get away with murder, because we are eccentric and we are able to put out there what other people are not allowed to say. And we do it in such a subtle way that it can be very direct, or it can also be innuendos, and if you get into trouble, you can say, no, but I wasn't really trying to say that. Like musicians have done it through years. They write a love song, but it's really for the government and the situation that's going on. And so I think artists are very important in society to be able to bring about questions and political change, potentially. I believe our mayor is very much advocating for this bill. I know that there is a bill to be passed. I thought about this years ago, but it has come to the surface in the past years when I thought about this exhibition. Actually, when Zuma was our president, I was like, if he can have 6 wives at 7 apparently, then why can't I? Where's our... And I want to bring the idea of like feminism as well. I think women have been trying too hard to be equal to men. So I say equal rights, but that's equals as human beings, regardless of age, race, religion. And, I think we're all equal. We all have the same feelings. We all feel the same, good, bad, chocolates, good to pretty much everyone, and we all have to brush our teeth and everything. So I do believe that women have tried too hard to be like men. And where feminism started really well for the right reasons and for more equality in human beings, I do believe that women are now losing their femininity. They're trying to be more aggressive, and they're trying to do all that with spindly heels and makeup. And imagine you guys coming here like...
And we've done it before, we've tried.
I'm sure you have.
But this makes absolute sense to me. I think the conversation is something that we're going to carry on with, because we want to dive deeper into this. And that's why we have you here, because for many of us, it's just a thought. And when we actually dive into the conversation, it might start to make way more sense than we think. And if it's not, it might be a great cultural or religious shock that makes you really think about what's going on. And I love what's happening here. We're going to carry on with this conversation in just a bit, and maybe get our opinion from our lady over in Jersey. Zanele, what are your thoughts on this topic right now? Yay or nay?
Please, can I tell you, our queen definitely, she gripped me when she said equal rights. Anything that has to do with equal rights, where women can do as a man does, a man can do as a woman does, where we're on an even playing field, I am all about it. And I definitely said earlier on, for me, I think just one husband, it's enough. But for the people that want more than one husband, please, let the world be your oyster. You shouldn't be held by rights or rules or anything like that. It should be up to you. So that's where I definitely stand, gents.
Well, thank you. That's you know what, I knew you were that type of person, Zanele, but I love the fact that it's about us supporting the freedom of choice in a country that advocates for freedom. We can't have a sort of polarity in what we think about. If we are to be free, it's got to traverse all sorts of spheres. So please drop us a little question, maybe a comment, 063-408-8863, and we'll continue our conversation about polyandry in the next couple of minutes.